Welcome one and all, this is the Peace Dealer, and in this video we're going to talk about Lilith in Sagittarius. So when Lilith is in Sagittarius, she becomes truly wild. There's a reason why Sagittarius energy has this reputation of being wild people. And this is due to the nature of the energy that represents the joy of God. You think Sagittarius, you want to think of somebody who lives life with no restrictions and no abandon and literally parties every day just to celebrate life. This is joy in its true form. This is what God does every moment. He parties. All the work, God is a Sagittarius vibration. All the work that God does is Capricorn and Virgo. His angels take care of that. Goddess takes care of that. God created everything, so the higher cosmic God is Aquarius, and when we get to Lilith in Aquarius, you'll see how this is in a higher level, but God cannot be concerned. God just wants to party, and he can't get wasted because he's omnipotent. But when you put Lilith here, you have somebody who will throw it all away to go on an adventure, and the wild energy comes from being free. Lilith and Sagittarius individuals will go ham against anyone or anything that threatens their freedom. There's a certain soul level rejection that comes whenever they do things to express themselves to the fullest, and so that causes them to either be jaded or it causes them to express freedom a lot more. Lilith in Sagittarius is one of the most sexual Liliths ever. I have my true Lilith here, and whenever I meet Sagittarius women whose sun is there, or whenever I meet anyone with personal planets there, it ignites it like a fire, like an explosive fire. Aries is like a spark from a lighter. You could almost say it could be like dynamite, but Aries is more like the spark from a lighter that you get, the initial burst. Leo is a wildfire. Sag is a wildfire. Leo is a bonfire. It's stable. It's something that you can use in the heat of the wild to store fire and keep it in one place. Sagittarius is a wildfire. It burns everywhere. You can't control it. But most importantly, it's dynamite. It's TNT when you put Lilith in this position. And these people could have extra energy they never knew they had. Unless they're already a fire sign, then they know how to harness this energy very well. People with Lilith and Sagittarius are irresistibly sexy, and they know it, and they know how to be in the moment and channel that sexuality towards everywhere. Whereas Lilith and Scorpio will focus it on one thing, it's just everywhere, and anyone can get influenced and affected by it. However, you'll find that because Lilith and Sagittarius can be extra wild, or see, this is something that is interesting. You could be a Lilith in Sagittarius. You could have your Lilith in Sagittarius and you don't really express it that much. You haven't really tapped into it because, like I said, once you go above Scorpio, these energies are, you no longer harness them at a conscious level. It is a higher energy that takes over you at times. So most people may never really fully harness this, but you'll still find that other people still get this raw sexuality that emanates from you, from the core of your being. And this is very counterintuitive and contradictory, all right? Because there are people who do not ooze sexuality. Like me, for example. I have the Taurus rising. I'm more mental. People come and look at me. They see me as a place of stability. You know what I'm saying? Not really outright lust, but there are going to be lustful projections that come from a place that's not consciously from me. It's going to come a lot if you have personal planets on that, or if you have personal planets on someone's Lilith in Sag, that draws it out. This is very deep occult energy that could be drawn out of someone. But it would be different if I had a Lilith in Gemini. Then it would be more on my consciousness, right? But this is really something that's higher level, because we're talking about the realm of beliefs and higher magic. So when you have Lilith in Sagittarius, it makes one very influential, and you can use eroticism to influence people to believe what you want, because Sagittarius is a sign of belief, but more so being so passionate in ideals. Lilith in Sagittarius people could have this eroticism in their passion and charisma. And the key word here is passion, right? But the key thing to note is they're not trying to be erotic, all right? They could do the same. They could be as passionate as someone else, right? And they say the same thing in the same way, but the Lilith in Sagittarius, through that passionate expression of their belief, a lot of erotic energy is going to be projected, and it could turn a lot of people on. And picture a very charismatic pastor in a church. If that pastor has Lilith in Sagittarius, he's going to be constantly tempted by people or women in the congregation who throw their bodies at him, or other way around, especially with women with displacement. Women with displacement get harassed the most because there's this raw sexual power that emanates from them that weak-minded men can't control when they feel like they have to get their hands on it. They feel like they have to experience it, because Sagittarius is all about experience. Lilith in Sagittarius brings you to higher realms of possibility. However, the negative side is it can make someone very arrogant in their beliefs. They themselves can stand up to God and be like, I don't care, this is what I believe, this is what's going to happen. And there could be issues when it comes with dealing with higher authority figures, especially Lilith and Kappas, we'll get to in a couple days. But Lilith and Sagittarius people could be so adamant and choose not to believe anything that goes against their belief systems, because they will have it this way, they will have it that way, damn it. It's not like a Taurus stubborn way, but it's just a sureness and belief that can help them open doors, but can also hold them back, because during moments that require humility, they kind of get in their own way. Lilith and Sagittarius people also attract wild and crazy individuals in their life in an effort to stoke their fire and be more wild, or if they're too wild, to reflect the wildness that they're being. That's a little bit about Lilith and Sag. Lilith and Sagittarius bring spice and eroticism to experience, and they really, really want you to open up your mind and horizons and believe in unconventional, unorthodox things. These people aren't afraid to have sex in public, in front of people. They'll do it as a statement. They're okay with being batshit crazy wild, because it's fun and it helps them express their deeper sexuality. So until next video.